Let's move on to the next Canadian team now.
Sure.
And that team is a very exciting team. The Calgary Flames.
Very exciting.
Who, after it looked like it was going to be just Armageddon there. Like
dark days.
Tkachuk forces his way out. Johnny Gaudreau leaves in free agency, but then Brad Treliving pulls a rabbit out of his ass and gets Huberdeau and Mackenzie Weegar back for Matthew Tkachuk, signs Nazem Kadri in free agency, and now suddenly the Calgary Flames, looking at the betting markets, are right at the top of the list, man.
That's awesome.
They are right now the betting favorite to win the Pacific Division. And then when you look at the conference, they are right behind the Colorado Avalanche in terms of betting odds to win the Western Conference. So how should Flames fans be feeling heading into the season?
It's kind of a different one for Flames fans because after last season and the regular season, I mean, they had, I'll say it was kind of a disappointment. Like they pretty well laid an egg against the Oilers. So some would probably think that they'd be in the same boat as Toronto, where it's kind of boring. Let's just get back into the playoffs and see what happens. But so much happened to Calgary over the offseason that there's going to be a lot of like show me stuff. So new players, some really good players. I like that team, man. I like that team. I think Flames fans should be very excited. I heard Markstrom in an interview and they asked him, do you think this team, based on all the changes that have taken place, is better than last year? Quickly answered yes. And he's not going to say no, obviously, in an interview, but how confidently and quickly he answered, I was really impressed. So I'd be stoked, man, if I was a Flames fan. Also, let's talk about it. It's about ups and downs. Think how down everyone was on Calgary when those moves first happened. Nobody wants to play there. Canadian market. This span of us being an elite team was short-lived. And then wham, that trade, signing Kadri. Again, similar to the Ottawa situation of like, oh, the team that can't afford or can't attract free agents. Nazem Kadri, maybe the biggest fish. So good for the Flames, man. I'm excited for that team. And if I was a fan of them, I'd be very excited.
This might be the team I'm most excited to watch this season across the NHL. I am so impressed with what Brad Treliving was able to do. He turned a code red situation into arguably a better roster than he had last season. And I know it's going to be hard to replace the production of Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Tkachuk, but Jonathan Huberdeau is coming off a 115-point season. Okay, he had the best season of his career. Nazem Kadri had over 80 points last year and was an integral piece of that Colorado team that went on to win the Stanley Cup. And then Mackenzie Weegar, who people, I don't want to say they forget Mackenzie Weegar because he's a really good defenseman, but he's almost like that throw-in piece. It's like, oh, they also got Mackenzie Weegar, who happens to be really good. So this team I'm really excited about this team, man. Again, I'm not exactly sure that it's better than last year, but that's what I'm so excited to watch, is that I want to see the difference in, the team that was led by Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau, and now you have Huberdeau and Elias Lindholm and Nazem Kadri. Like, I really want to see how this team plays, and even how like Kadri and Huberdeau play under Daryl Sutter. This is going to be very interesting to watch because I think defensively they're good. They have one of the best goalies in the league in Markstrom. Giddy up, Flames fans. I'm so excited for you guys because you're relevant. You're one of the best teams in the West. You should easily make the playoffs with the roster that you have. And it looked like it was going to be a total tear it down rebuild to right back on the saddle and ready to go. So very exciting times in Calgary.
Yeah. I think about it from like, say, a Leafs fan's perspective. Let's say Matthews Marner were to re-sign 8-year deals. Like, we'd be stoked because it would show loyalty to the team. It would show us that they're happy to play in that city and for that organization. Huberdeau signed his long-term deal. Kadri probably had a list of teams he could have gone to, and he chose Calgary. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That team, man. I really like that team. And I'm going to go and say it. I think Lindholm, I mean, he's appreciated around the league and people think he's a really good player. I think he might be the most underrated player in the league. That guy is a real and true 200-foot center. Great player. Like, people who really follow like the geeky stuff, like the metrics and like coaching tactics and this and that. Love that player. And when you dial in on him, specifically when you watch a game, he's very, very impressive.
I think that's a great take, Lepore. He's got to be right near the top of the list in terms of the most underrated players in the league. Like coming off a 40-goal season, I want to say, did he hit 100 points last year?
I think all three forwards on that line did.
Or he had 42 goals and 82 points.
Okay, was it 80 points all three hit then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
obviously Gaudreau and Tkachuk.
Yeah, Gaudreau and Tkachuk both had 100. But no, you said it, man. He's one of the best 200-foot players in the game, period. Like, he's a phenomenal player. I can't wait to see the chemistry between him and Jonathan Huberdeau. It's going to be great. So, yeah, you said it, man. I mean, I'm super excited about this team heading into the season. I think all Flames fans are. You are as well, Lepore. So, giddy up, Calgary. Great things are coming. I feel good. I feel good about this season in Calgary.